We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Welcome back to Cactus Wrestling. Today we are previewing the ever tough EIWA Conference Championship.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
Quick note: a lot of these guys not super familiar with. I'll be honest, and I think that's when you're in a little bit of a smaller conference like that. It can be a little bit tough with
Smaller?
well, I mean, smaller in the terms of success.
Oh,
And no
okay. 'Cause I was
offense to
gonna
you
say
guys.
this is 17 teams deep.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids, but it's like I honestly, and I'm not trying to be rude, I don't recognize a ton of the names.
Yeah.
Um, there's some that I know just because like there's a lot of Connecticut guys and New York guys in here. I'm like, oh, I wrestled him, or I know him, or I coached against him, or coached
Right.
him. So I guess just starting at 125, I'm really only looking at like the top two right here. I think how many allocations do they have for 125?
So this is EIWA. They got five.
Okay.
EIWA has 3 to 8 at every weight. Three is only at one weight, and they have 8 at one weight. So they got they got basically they poached from the ACC's allocations and they took a few extra. They were like, yeah, we need a few more. So um
What's looking at the top two seeds, it's like, what do these two guys have in common? Luke Stanek and Brett Unger. What do you think? I know what I'm going to say.
what they have in common,
Yep.
well, they're going to qualify. I think they're going to make the finals.
Both lost to a high schooler named Jax Forrest.
Oh, that too. Yeah, right. Oh, that's right.
Isn't that crazy? It's like, oh, ACC champ. It's like, wow, I also lost to Jax Forrest. Cool. We have so much in common.
Yeah, I also lost to a high schooler who just lost.
It's like, don't you hate that kid? Yeah, we should bond over that.
We should bond over that. Yeah. So,
Um,
I
I
mean,
know we know Babin. We know Nick Babin as well.
yeah, he's qualified before. I'm pretty sure Ethan Bergink qualified last year. Jack Maida, like those top six
Yeah.
definitely are more familiar names. Max Gallagher, kind of. I mean, after that though, I don't see a lot of familiarity in these guys winning much
Yeah.
here from basically 8 through 17. So considering that they got 5 allocation spots, that fifth, sixth place match is going to be real tight because I'd be shocked if it wasn't Stanek on Unger in the finals. I don't think Sotelo is going to knock off Unger. I don't think Maida is going to knock off Stanek. Or Bergink. Actually, I wouldn't even be surprised if Bergink beat Maida and got to the semis. But
I remember Bergink losing to Braden Davis before they pulled the red shirt, and I was like, hey man, like this Braden Davis kid's a goer. I mean, Bergink I think was 25 at the time, and I'm like, hey, like that's no slouch.
right, yeah.
But it's just when you have a guy like Stanek and Unger, the top two seems really heavy compared to the others.
Yeah, like Stanek pinned Sotelo.
Yeah,
Like, like, okay, so that's super close. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a kind of a battle for that fifth spot
yeah.
between Sotelo, Maida, Bergink, Babin. Like one of them ain't making it, and there's going to be a fun fight for it. But I think Stanek's going to win the bracket. He'll beat Unger for the second time, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I I think Stanek is a pretty good favorite here.
So I think this is a hype rematch that everyone has all been waiting for. Cannot wait. Crookham on
I'm
V.
going. I'm gonna pick Crookham right off the bat. I'm saying it.
I know I agree with you. I think Crookham's going to beat Vito again. I mean, Vito has the tougher path because he's got to go through Koliako, who is.
He's no slouch. Yeah, he's not.
I'm pretty
He's a good
sure
wrestler.
he was like a round of 16, round of 12 guy last year. So like, yeah, no slouches is correct. And or do you think Vito's gonna pull I'm not gonna wrestle in the finals?
I could honestly, and it sounds bad to say, I could see it.
I can
And
see
it's
it
not
too.
necessarily a knock against Vito, but he's like, what do I have to gain
Yeah, a higher seed, which
potentially?
he
I mean,
doesn't care.
no, I just I'm
Mike Gray is going to be like, I have to protect my athlete.
I'm still amazed at how big Ryan Crookham looks at 133.
Yeah,
He is like hulking sized. And I'm like, oh, he must be short. Not the case. Like just as tall as everybody else.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's a normal size guy, but yet he is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will Vito duck again? It's a great question. Comment down below. But now,
I'm so intrigued with Vito. He is like the man of mystery this year to me, and not in a good way.
yeah, no, exactly.
Vito has a lot on his plate, more so than maybe a lot of people realize. He has to make 57 kilo like a month after for the Olympic teams, the Olympic trial qualifier, Olympic team trials, not the qualifier, but the Olympic team trials. He has to win the spot over a very competitive field, which is going to have Nick Lee.
I mean, I'd argue it's going to be like the most competitive field it's ever been.
Yeah, you're gonna have Spencer Lee, not Nick Lee, Nick Suriano. Let's see, Dayton
Seth Gross
Fix
going down.
Yeah, Seth Gross probably, Dayton Fix, Thomas Gilman, who just failed to qualify, was for 57 kilos. Zane Richards.
Is Tomasello going to go down? Is Nation Garrett going to go down?
Probably all these guys are going down. Vito has to make that weight after not making it all year, win the spot. Then he has to qualify the spot because Zane Richards didn't do it. So it's like,
yeah,
what is going on?
You might win the spot and then just be an Olympian who doesn't actually go to the Olympics.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody who, at the beginning of the season, when I said I think Vito's making a mistake by not taking the Olympic red shirt, there were people commenting like, well, what do you know? You're not the coach. Yeah, dude, Mike Gray is really doing a great bang up job with Vito right now because he might not win the national championship or the 57 kilo spot.
Hopefully this ages well.
I don't care. I'll age like milk. I need this. I live and die by
like
my predictions.
Milk.
I live and die by my predictions.
Oh, milk was a bad choice.
I'm gonna pick Crookham over Vito. I'm picking Crookham over Vito.
I agree with you 100%. They got 5 spots at this weight.
I feel pretty good about the top 3 for sure.
Yeah,
I think pretty solid from Columbia.
I think Phipps will make it, and then I wouldn't be surprised if even Micah Rose, Angelo Rini, Braden Basile, or Liepert made it, or if even Ferretti. Like basically 5 through 9, I wouldn't be shocked if any of them took 5th.
Yeah,
like it really could go any which way. But yeah, no, I mean, Crookham on Vito here is definitely the marquee matchup that better happen. Yeah, better happen. That's all I can say about that. Moving on up, we got 141. They only have 4 spots for these 17 guys. And honestly, I don't see it not going to the top 4 seeds.
Yeah,
I don't think the top 4 seeds are necessarily going to finish 1 through 4 like that. Yeah. But I think those are going to be the guys that are the top 4 guys that are finishing. I mean, got to give shout out to Devin Matthews, Connecticut wrestler, who is top 6 seed. I don't see him beating Cornella, Hines, Composto, or Coderhunt, but I was a little bit surprised to see that Coderhunt got the 1 seed. Kudos to him.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Cornella potentially, or even Hines.
Yeah, I mean Hines has had a pretty solid season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming I must not be aware of Coderhunt Coderhunt beat Malik Hines 7-3. He's beaten Clay Carlson 3-1. I mean, Coderhunt's having a pretty solid season.
Yeah, good for Navy, man. I mean, Colat is still their coach, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So
yeah, he even beat Cole Matthews, 2nd match of the year, Coderhunt.
Yeah, Coderhunt.
I mean, honestly, Coderhunt, I'm pulling for you. Let's get a Navy guy to win the EIWA. I don't think it's going to happen. Composto's probably going to beat him in the semis, but
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? Composto, I think it was a round of 12 guy last year.
Yeah, but he's been up and down this year. I think one of his big close matches was against Bo Bartlett. early in the season, and then not much has happened with that. And then everybody and their mom had a close match with Bo Bartlett this year. So it's like, oh, I guess he's
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Everybody and their mom did have a close match. So, I mean, so who you picking to win the bracket then?
Vince Cornella.
You think Cornella?
I am going to go with Cornella for Cornell. I think that
Cornella for
they've had they've had an up and down season this year, and they've kind of underperformed at duels and in tournament settings. But I think that they're like, hey, like we care about the postseason. We want to have our best performance. EIWA is a good start for us to really hit our stride for nationals. And if we want to finish as a top 10 team, it starts this weekend because we have to qualify guys in high seeds.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, they're coming off a returning, they're the returning national runner-ups that no one was picking to take second last year. So that's some pretty big shoes to fill. And I really don't think they have the team to pull off another runner-up finish.
Not this year.
They had 2 national champs last year. They had 20% of the national champs. They might have 0% of the national champs this year. Like, so
yeah, you're not wrong about that.
So yeah, moving on up. I think Coderhant's going to do it at 41. I'm hoping Coderhant does it. So at 149, they still got 4, which surprises me a bit. To be honest, this is not exactly the deepest weight that I'm seeing here at the EIWAs, and I'm pretty sure that like this weight doesn't even have many ranked guys even. So like I don't understand
maybe
I don't understand the allocation bit here. Ethan Fernandez is ranked 21 on Intermat. Jude Swisher is ranked 23 on Intermat. Eli Rivera is ranked 29. And Matthew Williams is ranked 33. Like
this Kelvin Griffin guy really got a good seed then.
Yeah, like there's 4 ranked guys, and yet they still managed to get 4 spots. Like the EIWA had some weights with, or not EIWA, the ACC had 4 ranked guys that were ranked higher than the ones I just listed, and they got 3 spots. Like I feel like they're going off of like past years or something, incorporating into these allocations. And these allocations next year, I think are going to take a nice nosedive with the Ivy League leaving. So
yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I think this is probably Fernandez's weight to lose.
Yeah. I would say I think Swisher is tough, but they'll see each other in the semis potentially.
Yeah, I mean Rivera's not bad, but I mean, yeah, I just this is a weight with very little depth that I can see. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything crazy is going to happen here. So we'll just slide right on up to 157, where hopefully Meyer can be the Meyer we think he is and just run through this bracket like it's nothing. I'd love to see it.
He should. I mean,
he's ranked number 6 on Intermat.
He should do it.
Yeah, one can hope, but I mean, he's got some decent guys. The Ravano, Brignola, and Lucas. I mean, they're all tough, but like, it's not much of a bracket beyond that. I mean, this weight's the weight with 3.
Yeah, that Meyer Shapiro and
makes sense. And yeah. So I think this is just going to be Meyer cruising, and then it's going to be between Ravano, Brignola, and Lucas, which 2 of the 3 make it. I don't think it's going to be super.
I don't think there's anybody else of note to to go on a run enough to topple anybody.
Moving down, we got 165. This weight back up to 5 going.
Really?
Yeah, they got 5 guys going. And hey, shout out here. Breon Pfeiffer, Connecticut wrestler.
Shout out to Mario.
Yeah, Mario Federici trained. Ayo.
Shout out those Weston kids out here grinding.
Yeah, good for Mario. You got a guy that's at the IWA. So realistically, I think 1, 2, 3 are gonna finish 1, 2, 3. If
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Cerniglia beat Casella. And I think Casella's had some close matches with Ramirez before, but I think Ramirez is gonna win it. Like this is his bracket to lose. I know Josh Kim is tough. He'll probably give him a tough match in the quarters, but like I don't think he's gonna knock off Julian Ramirez. Like Gunnar Filippowicz he's a tough kid too, but I I think this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 could be anybody. Because Casella, he's a multi-time national qualifier. Cerniglia is as well. Ramirez is a guy that's never all American, but he made his name.
This could probably be his season. I mean, he's had some really good wins.
Win that win that EIWA conference and then all American. Be a good year for him.
Big year.
Yeah, big year. Hopefully he could do it. He knocked off a guy that no one thought he could ever beat. So
That's very true. I know my youth kids are big fans of Julian Ramirez. They went to a clinic and he was showing his outside step single, and they were like, "It's so cool," and they've been fans ever since that.
yeah, did they remain fans when he sat out in that Iowa State duel?
I don't think they watch enough wrestling to really understand. We're gonna watch Big Tens and nationals, and they're probably gonna be like, "Where's Julian Ramirez in Big Tens?" I'm like, "Oh, he actually is part of Cornell, which is an EIWA school," and they're gonna ask like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Good talk, guys."
This is a rabbit hole I wasn't prepared to go
Yeah,
dive down. So I mean, unless Breon can, go on a tear here and knock off Julian in the first round,
I
um,
think it could happen.
yeah, it could happen.
He's had some pretty good upsets in the SWCs.
Hey, he did beat Zaire, so
He did, and
um,
Zaire's a Cornell wrestler now.
yeah, not the starter,
So
but,
not yet, not yet.
yeah, maybe. Um, moving up to 174. This weight is actually one of the deeper weights because they got 6 allocations.
Dang.
Hot diggity.
Whew.
6 deep. I mean, this is funny. Like you look at some of the conferences and like the top guy, you're like, oh, that guy, he's an All-American 100%. No question. I look at these guys and I'm like, I don't think any of them are getting on the podium. Like,
I know three of them, and it's not even like, oh wow, like I just know of them. I know,
yeah.
uh,
I
I
mean,
know
Contreras
Lennox,
has been
Ben,
ranked
Dan.
fairly high at different points during the
Yeah,
Canigliaro is always like in the top 20. Pasiuk's always in the top 30. Wask is like right in the mix. Like, so but it's a bunch of guys like they're gonna qualify, but like,
yeah, and then hopefully do well from there. But we'll see.
yeah, I don't think a lot of them are gonna be doing. Oh, get out of here! In Contreras, Intermat 6. Canigliaro is Intermat 5.
At 174, is it really?
174. They're both ahead of Patrick Kennedy and Edmund Ruth, Adam Kent, Peyton Mako, Rocco Welsh. They're
Let's.
not
I don't.
finishing above any
I
of
would
them.
say I don't think that's no offense to like Harvard's schedule, but I don't think that they're finishing ahead of any of those guys.
No, that's exactly what I was just saying. And then
Like,
Pasiuk is ranked 14.
yeah, I mean West Point has some tough like opens that they do, but
I mean, yeah, West Point does a good job. My one of my former coaches is the associate head coach there, Scott Green.
love Scott Green.
He left coaching at Binghamton to hop over to be at Wyoming Sem, and then now he's over at West Point. So yeah, so honestly, to me, this is probably going to be Canigliaro against Incontrera, and I'd probably pick Incontrera.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's where I'm landing on that. Foca, who do you think's going to beat him here? Because he's probably going to lose to somebody.
Uh
Probably, he's probably going to lose to Harkins or Trehan in the first round, and then
Let's see. I know it's shout out Mikey Bartosh, former GFA wrestler. Nice local Connecticut kid there.
yeah.
Um, how
Oh
many allocations here? Three or what is it? Five
no,
allocations?
no, no, no.
This is eight.
This is seven.
Okay, so I'd say the top seven's pretty good.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised David Key squeaks in there. I think
Yeah.
David Key, I wouldn't even be surprised if he knocked off Foca. Like
Wow.
Key, he's always like in the mix, sort of like he's on the periphery guy. Like I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see Key qualify automatically. I was surprised to see Jacob Nolan so low because he
I
was
was
a
gonna
around
say,
12,
yeah.
around 12 around. I think he was around 16 guy last
Yeah.
year, and so I was kind of expecting him to be higher on this, but I'm assuming he's got some losses to some of these guys that are ranked ahead of him.
I
Um,
was just about to ask, as like as a former Binghamton wrestler, how do you think Jacob Nolan's gonna finish in this bracket?
Honestly, I don't I don't think he's gonna make the finals. I feel like he's probably gonna finish third or fourth though.
Still a good, pretty solid finish.
Yeah, I think that like yeah, that's where I think he'll probably end up landing. I kind of want to see who he's if he's lost to a bunch of these guys or not,
Yeah.
because I, I none of them are like superstar impressive that I'm like, oh yeah, he could never beat any of them. I mean, originally I would have thought Foca would have been like way out of his league, but then Foca's lost to those matches that to some guys. Oh yeah, he lost to Foca 4-2. That was his last match of the season.
Right there.
Yeah, he beat David Key 8-3. He beat James Conway, the number 2 seed, 4-2. Um, trying to see if he wrestled Dugan. Honestly, I mean, maybe he is destined to make the finals. He beat Roman Rogatsky. He lost to Fishback. No, he didn't wrestle Dugan.
Hmm.
Honestly, Jacob Nolan might get in the finals there.
Let's hear it for Binghamton. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Let's say it. Jacob Nolan's gonna knock off Dugan, knock off Conway, be
He's
in the
making it.
finals against not Chris Foca because Chris Foca's gonna have lost to someone else before him. Like Max Hale. It'll be Max Hale on Nolan, and Max Hale's probably gonna win.
David Key, Jacob Nolan final.
Yeah, David Key, Jacob Nolan. If it's that final, then I'm picking Jacob Nolan. But
Yeah.
yeah. So all right, we are moving on up. 197. We got Michael Beard.
This is the tough. This is the deepest weight.
Martinez, Luke Dupre, Luke Stout, Cole Urban. This is like a deeper weight when
This
you
is a
look
deep weight. This is really, yeah, this is like really bad. What an awesome name, Wolfgang Frabel.
at Yeah. So surprisingly, this has 6. So it's one less than the previous weight, but it kind of drops off after you looking at some of these top seeds. Um, like honestly, Beard, I'd be shocked if Beard didn't win this.
Yeah, he's looked really great. I mean, he was always a great wrestler. He just was in a tough spot at Penn State.
He's also what the nation leader in Tech Falls.
Is
I'm
he?
pretty I'm pretty sure he's the nationwide leader in Tech Falls, which is
I love that. I love that so much. Good
like
for Michael Beard.
if he's not the number 1 guy, then he's number 2. Like he was I'm pretty sure he's the number 1 guy for Tech Falls.
He was
Um
at one. I thought he was at one point. I saw that like when that
yeah,
came out.
I think he still is. Um which is great. And then it's even crazier to think was it didn't he tech Silas Allred?
He did.
Yeah, like what? You teched the guy that was the Big Ten champ? That's amazing. But Lou Dupré just beat Jacob Cardenas. So we could be seeing Beard on Lou Dupré in the finals, which
A
if
rematch, I believe.
if these predictions are accurate as they always are, um we will have back-to-back Binghamton guys in the finals.
Let's do it, Binghamton.
Yeah, let's do it, Binghamton. That's right. So hopefully that can happen. I mean, yeah, he beat Cardenas 7-3. He majored Luke Stout 12-2. And I don't think he's wrestled Beard this year. No, wait, he got his ass beat.
Yeah, I'll say
He
he did. He
lost
wrestled Beard and
12
he
to
lost.
1 to Beard.
I was gonna say I know he lost, and I wasn't gonna bring it up. We got mollywopped.
He's only got one loss on the year. It's to Michael Beard. And it was 12 to 1. So Ludabre, he's gonna pound himself, gonna crush the competition, and then he's gonna get in the finals against Michael Beard and hopefully not get embarrassed.
Michael Beard, man, such a
Yeah.
it. I wish there was a way for Penn State to have made it work with him.
Well, hey, maybe Michael Beard will be the Brent Metcalf in this situation, where he teched a guy and then ends up losing.
Brett Metcalf, the backflip menace.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to see Lou Dupre win this, especially after freaking Penn State got that such favorable call against Max Dean after that review for a takedown at the Nationals a couple years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a good call.
Honestly, Max Dean he must have paid the refs off, because there was like, not even just in that match. It was like, I think 3 matches in a row where it was just like, how is he getting these calls? But I digress. I think, yeah, Beard Dupre final. I don't think, despite Luke Stout being like a massive guy,
Yeah,
like where he looks like someone that would be real tough to beat. I just don't see Stout knocking off Beard. So moving on up. This is the crazy weight here. 8 allocations.
ridiculous.
8. That's almost half
insane.
the weight.
It's insane.
EIWA is like, let's be like Big Tens. Just give.
Let's just send everybody. Yeah, just send them all.
Send everybody. Yeah, freaking 8. And like, I mean, realistically, I only know the top 5 pretty well. Outside of that,
I'm not a huge Hofstra fan, but I know I can recognize the top 5.
yeah, I mean, Kluver, he's had a couple big wins, but then he's also been beat by a ton of guys. So like, he's not like a superstar or anything. Hey, Corey Day is gonna make it a three-peat. Binghamton in the finals at 84, 97, 285. Let's see it. Let's go. Bearcats.
Hey, a third of the finalists.
A third of the finalists. That's not a third, but
it'd be a stick. It'd be a.
That's not how math works, but no, that's okay.
It'd be a. Yeah.
The funny thing is, I think it was 2 seasons ago, Corey Day was a 184.
Yeah, one of those college growth spurts everyone talks about.
Yeah, clearly. I don't think Corey Day would knock off Nate Taylor. Nate Taylor's currently ranked number 8. Yeah, I don't foresee that happening. Pretty sure Corey Day did beat Luis Fernandez. I was surprised Luis Fernandez was the 5 seed. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Luis Fernandez ranked 16, Corey Day's ranked 17, Grady Grease is ranked 18, Kluver's ranked 20. Like, they have a bunch of ranked guys here, all according to Internet, but like, I don't understand how the allocation worked, where this is the weight that got the most out of any. This is 8 allocations at heavyweight, and then the rest had less. Like, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me that this is weight that has it. But yeah, Corey Day, he's beaten Grady Grease, he's beaten Keaton Kluver, he got pinned by Nate Taylor. So I think he's probably destined for second place, especially since he's not going to have to worry about going through Luis Fernandez. Um, because he's on the other side of the bracket. Like, I mean, I think it's Corey Day, Nate Taylor, and hopefully he doesn't get pinned this time. Be great if Binghamton had 3 champs in a row. I don't think it'll happen, but
I think that 285 runs through Lehigh. I mean, you had Jordan Wood for the last few years just holding it down.
yeah, no,
And I
yeah,
think Nathan Taylor's like, now it's
and even
my
before
turn.
that, they had Zach Ray.
Yeah. So it's like, now it's my turn, Nathan Taylor says.
Yeah, no, like Lehigh just produces really solid heavyweights.
Yeah.
They do a really good job at doing that. So, what team do you think is taking the EIWA? Do you think Cornell's got enough juice to do it? I think Lehigh's in pretty
I
good.
would say Lehigh's in a solid, pretty good spot. I was pretty confident to be Cornell coming in, but if Cornell's trying to protect seeds or protect themselves for nationals, and guys don't rest to their ability, but they qualify a lot of guys, but they're not high qualifiers. I could see Lehigh getting away with it, especially when you have bonus point machines like Michael Beard
Yeah, I mean, you got
and
Penn.
Nathan Taylor. Yeah.
I think Penn is right there in the mix too because they got a lot of top seeds. Like
Mhm.
Penn could definitely cause some issues for them. My money's on Lehigh.
I think Lehigh could have what, 4 champs?
Well, they should win it at heavyweight. They should win it at 197 over Binghamton both times. Um,
They should
the
win
84, they're not going to really be an entity.
no, 74
74,
either.
not really. 65, not really. Yeah, Brignola,
They
they'll
could have a
play.
final. So they could have a finalist.
Brignola, maybe, but probably not. Kelvin
Maybe
Griffin, maybe, probably
maybe a
not.
finalist.
Malik could be, and then definitely.
So
So
you're talking about 7 potential finalists, 5 potential champions.
yeah,
That's a lot of points.
yeah, no, yeah. I think Lehigh's a really good position because, like, okay, Cornell's got 1 finalist, 2 finalists, 3 finalists, 4 finalists, 5
Five
finalists, 6
finalists, six,
finalists. Nowhere. 7
seven,
finalists, 8
eight.
finalists.
So it could be Cornell versus Lehigh is going to be. I
Yeah,
think it's going to
it's
be
gonna
closer than
be
people think.
tight. If any of them get upset, then it's gonna be game
Yeah,
over.
especially it's going to come down to who wins these finals, and if you have a lot of head-to-heads between Cornell and Lehigh, it could be like, okay, we won one, they won one, and you're going to see a lot of hair splitting.
Yeah. And if there's any of those head-to-head matchups, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be like going for that SWC title.
Oh yeah, just we know everyone knows what that's like.
Yeah, everyone knows what that's like. It's common knowledge at this point.
I'm I'm going to predict Lehigh just because I think they're the not as favorited, but I still think they can do it.
No, I agree. I think Lehigh's because they got the up and comer. They got these young guys that are gonna
Yeah,
be. They got that fire. They got that hunger.
they got that dog in them.
So I think Lehigh's going to pull it off, and Cornell's going to have a disappointing postseason,
Oh, so that happens.
which is going to roll right into their disappointing NCAAs.
But the positive news is Yanni Diakmahalis just dropped a pair his own shoe brand, his own shoe line.
Oh, did they? What do they look
Yeah.
like? Are they red?
No, they're like called like the Yanni ones or something. I saw it earlier today,
Oh,
and I
okay.
was like, pretty cool, pretty cool. So that is at least some positive news for Cornell that Yanni has some shoes coming out.
Yeah, that their alumni has a new shoe.
Yeah. Oh
Good
yeah. See, look,
for them.
they are called, yeah, they're called the Yanni ones. They're Spartan Combat. They're some yellow and red ones, some blue and yellow, some yellow and blue, and then there's some red and black. I would show the screen, but then it won't focus. But if you Google like Yanni 001 through Spartan Combat, they're not they're pretty cool. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Yanni. He has 300, only 300 pairs are available. So the first 300, shameless plug, we get no money for, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, you go, Yanni. You get those shoes because you ain't making the team.
No, I don't. I think Nick Lee's going to beat him again, and people are going to get mad because they're going to say Yanni is the better
I don't even
international
know that
guy.
Nick Lee's gonna freaking make the spot. That's another weight that's gonna have a ton of
Oh, 65,
sidetrack.
yeah.
that
Maybe.
could be a whole nother video.
We're
But
stay tuned for when we start talking about Olympic team trials and whatnot. It's only
yeah,
right around the corner. Big year for Team USA.
I will be there. Jack will be there. Gonna
I
get
will probably not be
well
there.
for only day 2, but
I
still.
will not be there. Maybe I'll have, maybe my job will be switched by then, but who knows?
But yeah, no, the but anyhow, it's conference season. We're excited. We're regardless of if our predictions are correct, we are excited to see all the madness as it unfolds this weekend. See which guys automatically qualify and which ones still need to hope for an at-large bid. There's always an upset. There's always someone that goes down that's not expected. And then there's those injury guys that are hoping for that at-large bid that kind of make the bracket a little disappointing because it's usually a higher seeded guy. And then a guy that you aren't thinking is going to make it makes it because he quote unquote beats that guy. So let us know
March
your
Madness
thoughts. What
is
do you think?
March
EIWA.
March Madness is about to begin.
March Madness is upon us. Let's get excited. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. We are Cactus Wrestling. Happy to have you here.
Have a good night.
Yeah, how about that? Andrew Lishke, we want to hear what are your thoughts on the EIWA? We'll see you in the comments.
See you in the comments.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.